Hello everybody, my name is Maria Mora. This week I created a screencast to show the different tools that I use to create my activity. So the first one I used was OneNote, and to use OneNote I opened up my email 365 and I went here on the top left corner to search for the app launcher. And so I clicked on Class Notebook, and under the Class Notebook it gives you the options to create the Class Notebook, add or remove students, teachers, and manage notebooks. I already created a Class Notebook for my class, and it's actually pretty easy because it walks you through the steps. Like the first thing it does is it asks you to name the class, and then it pops up with the notebook overview, then adding teachers and so on. So for now, I'm going to click on Class Notebook and I'm going to go on Manage Notebooks. So I'm going to click on this class. I already added sections, so on here you can add different sections that you want your students to see, and pretty much what the notebook is just an online notebook for students to use, where they can write, they can type, and do a lot of different things, but you also have access to seeing their notes and providing them with work and seeing what kind of work they're doing, and also providing them feedback. So I created these sections. So once I created those sections, I actually opened up my OneNote 2016. And so when I did this is the class that I created, and I had to create them by using student numbers, and that's how the students have access to their notebooks. I have not went back and added students' names, and I didn't want to add them for this project because I know that we're supposed to keep student names confidential, but you can click on each one and you can rename it, and then you can put the name of the student, and that way it's easier for you to go through the notebook and see what notebook who the notebook belongs to. So when you do that, you click on Content Library, and as you can see on the right hand side, I created different pages for students to view. The first one was a Khan Academy video that I wanted students to do just to practice some work, and to also look at how our next work is going to look like. And so once you create a page, you're going to have to click on do a right click, and you're going to click on distribute page, and then it tells you to what tab you want to distribute it. So I stuck with activities just because I could put everything together in there and just show you. So with this, I actually embedded the other tools that I explored this week, which were Canva, Adobe Spark, and Google Docs. I really liked Adobe Spark from last week's assignment, and I think it's a really good presentation tool for students to use. And so I wanted to embed it with the work that I did. So I clicked on the activity. If you notice, this is a Word document of the activity that students are going to do, and it's really easy to create that. All you got to do is go on Add Page, and when you go here, you can title the page, like that one was Activity, and you can insert a file attachment or a file printout, and then it pulls up whatever you want the students to see. So I created the activity, and then I shared it. I had to go on right click, distribute page, and then do the tab activities. So then I added another page where I embedded a Canva video tutorial, and it's pretty much the same way. It's actually easier to do that. The title, you would still change the title the same way, but this time you would just copy and paste the link, and that's it. So I looked for a Canva tutorial video since I want my students to use Canva, or just have Canva as one of their presentation tools. So they can click on the link and it'll take them to the YouTube video, and then they can watch the tutorial to do their assignment. And so in OneNote, I also created a sample of the Canva project. So my students will be working on a cryptology assignment where they pretty much use matrices to compose messages, and then use other matrices and do inverse matrices to multiply them, and then decode the message. And so that's what my students will be working on. So this is the sample that I did, and I showed it to them. So to see this, I went to my internet, and then I clicked on, I went to Canva, and so this is how I created that assignment that I posted on OneNote. And so there are a lot of different templates from here that I could have chosen from. I just thought it'd be pretty neat to kind of create a card and for the message to say something like happy birthday if they knew somebody's happy birthday was coming along, or that would just be a message that they could decode, and I thought it'd be fun. And so there's different cards that students can choose from, and there are a lot of free things that they can use. They can add text, and then it brings a lot of different options of text combinations. There are also elements that they may want to add, and so I thought it was pretty neat to kind of have this as part of their project. They can also add in a video if they want to use a video as part of like their introductory part of the assignment. And so I really like Canva because you can also share the link. So if you click on share, and I believe I did, let's see. Well, I already copied it. So I downloaded it as well. Here it is. Share a link to view. And then we can do copy link. It's copied actually like that. And then all we have to go into, I'm going to show you where I copied it next. And so the other online tool that I explored was Adobe Spark, which is the one we explored in this class last week. So I created another example of what students could see. And so it doesn't have to be a card. Their message could be like their senior quote, just something they want to share with other students and something they want other students to decode. And so this would be the example of their project, and it would say like my senior quote, and then it has the entries and the matrix that the other student would have to decode. And so with this, they can also choose different templates that they may want to create or use from. They can also design it, put different colors, resize it. And so it has a lot of different options that students can do, and I thought it was also a great opportunity for them to use a different type of online tool that they haven't used before. And so I kind of put everything together also in a Google Doc. So with the Google Doc, I pretty much just opened Google Chrome, and in Google Chrome, when you open up Google Chrome, you can access by clicking on the Google Apps here, and I clicked on Google Docs, and so I created a new Google Doc, and my sample was to put the name of the student. So I put my name just as a sample, and then I asked students to type in a tool that they use to create the project. So for the first one, it was the Canva project. I was able to copy and paste the link. And for the second one, I used the Adobe Spark. And so in the document, students can type in, notice how I haven't typed in step 2. So I'm going to go ahead and type it and show you how it actually goes ahead and saves the work. And so for this one, I use Canva. So use the tool. So this would actually be step 2. And this would be step 1 and step 2. Alright, step 1 would be Canva. And step 2 would be the card for a friend's birthday, which is the card that I created on Canva that said happy birthday. And you can also click on it. And I thought this was a great way for students to see other students' work and see which card or which project they were going to use to decode the message. And now I'm going to go back to Google Docs and I'm going to put in number 1. And for this one, I used Adobe Spark. And then I put my senior quote. And they can also click on this link and they can access the link of the project that they're going to do. And so on OneNote, I also added that, but I added it under the collaboration space because with the collaboration space, students can actually see everybody's work, and that's what Google Docs is. It's pretty much a software that students can use to type in different things, and everybody has access to it. In this case, everybody would have access to my Google Docs because that's where I created the Google Docs, and I shared it with everybody. So if I click on that link, notice how number 1 and 2 are updated because I went ahead and typed it in, and it would be the same thing for students. It would update by itself. And so that was the other link that I did, and I also added a tutorial on Adobe Spark for students to watch on how to create their video. And I really liked the video tutorial that we used in class because I actually learned how to use Adobe Spark, and I think it's going to be a great introduction for students. And also, I put the sample of the Spark project that I did just so that they would see it along with the Google Docs. So notice on the left hand side when I click on the student's number, if I click on activities, they can see all the activities that I added. And so it's an interactive notebook where they can see everything. And they'll be able to click on collaboration space and have access to the Google Docs document. And so that's what I created this week. I thought it was a good combination to kind of put everything together, especially with the work that we're having students do in the next couple of weeks due to us being out. So it was a great opportunity for me to look into these and kind of put everything together and then have the students create their own projects using online tools. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to learning more about the online tools and the apps that you used this week.